Who doesn't enjoy a good rim? These are my two favourite wheel rims that I own and have been using for a long time. And I think these are still some of, if not the best wheel rims ever made in the history of sim racing. So in this video, I'm going to explain precisely why I love these wheel rims so much and the sort of key pertinent points and things that you could look out for with other wheel rims that will be probably good for you to know. This information will definitely be useful for approaching women in bars, so that's another good use for this video. Of course, as always, you need to subscribe to be able to unsubscribe if I diss something with a wheel rim that you disagree with. I upset your wheel rim choice. Who knows? You can click the like button, but I genuinely have no idea what the like button does. Google and YouTube say it's a good thing. Probably isn't. I imagine it spontaneously combusts a kitten somewhere every time you click it. So depending on how much you like kittens, click the like button. And again, as always, thank you to channel members. You guys make this type of internet bandwidth consuming nonsense possible. Thank you, really appreciate it. Let's get on with this video. Wow, Gamer Muscle, you sound like you have a really bad cold from Gamescom. Oh, thank you for noticing. Yes, I do. Thank you, Germany. So, these wheel rims, why are they so good? First of all, we have to mention this one's dead. It's gone. It's upside down there. It's the Australian version. There's the European version. Fanatec have shit-canned it. They were like, we've made one of the best wheel rims for a fantastic price. Not anymore. So I shouldn't really even show this off, but hopefully Fanatec, Corsair, Fanatec, they do a new type of thing with this. Now I think LG have the sort of McLaren thing going on now. I don't know. You've had Lando Norris on LG posters all over the place at SimRacing Expo last year, so who knows what's going on with that. But hopefully Fanatec can do something new with this. But keep that in mind if this video inspires you to use my Fanatec affiliate link and then you're like, I can't buy it. So, this is the Moser. I always get the name wrong. I'm going to read it off it so I don't get it wrong. The Moser KS steering wheel. And this is the Fanatec McLaren wheel. I say wheel, they're more like a GT3 rim, both of them. First of all, also, elephant in the room, I would actually prefer a steering wheel to a GT3 style rim, generally speaking. If I could choose, but there aren't really steering wheels that have the beneficial features that these have at a similar price point. So that's a real shame. So that's how these end up pipping actual circular proper wheels. What is it that makes these so good? Get to the point, you bold git wearing a hat indoors for no reason. The biggest thing with these wheel rims that makes them so good is the price. First of all, they are really affordable wheel rims. They're sort of like under £300. In fact, I think this one was like £200 at one point. Under £300. That's still a lot of money. But on the grand scheme of wheel rims, that's getting on the cheaper side of wheel rims. But for that money, you get clutches on these wheel rims. Plus, you get the those are the sequential shifters. Here's the clutches. So you get clutches, and you get shifters, which are nice magnetic shifters, high quality, and you get like the rotary encoder, plenty of buttons. Basically, everything that you would actually need to do sim racing. Brake bias, diff settings, options, clutches. Basically, with this wheel rim, you can effectively drive every simulated race car that you can imagine and be able to access pretty much all the buttons or map all the relevant buttons that you would really want to access during a race. And it's the same with this McLaren wheel. It's got enough buttons, enough encoders, clutches and everything. It's got everything that you could conceivably want to have. More buttons and options than what you'd have on many real-world steering wheels. And then the clincher, the absolute clincher that I think is probably one of the most underrated things that I don't see enough people talking about is that these wheel rims are really light. Now, there's this sort of obsession in sim racing with wheel rims that heavy is premium and heavy is good, and I spent a lot of money on something and it weighs a lot, like a gold brick, so that's great. But actually, when it comes to wheel rims, heavy is not good. Unfortunately, due to the stupendous nature of physics, although this is actually fortunate because if it didn't work this way, we wouldn't exist. But unfortunately, if a wheel rim is heavier, it will have more inertia, and so it'll be harder for the wheelbase to actually start rotating and move the wheel. And if the wheel's moving, it'll be harder for your wheelbase to then get it to come back the other way. Also, even if your wheelbase is turned off, just you physically moving the wheel will take more effort. The heavier something is, the more effort it will be to generally just start moving, right? Not even generally, it's just a fact. And the result is, with lighter wheel rims, you will be able to feel the absolute feeling of the motor that you've got. So if you've got a nice direct drive wheel, or even if you've got a low quality wheel, you'll be able to feel what that motor's doing. But that motor will also be able to behave faster, more responsive and more clearly. And you can then, if you want a wheel to be more dampened or less reactive, you can then just turn some damper on your software or adjust settings, rather than being locked into a certain specific feel that's created by the weight of your wheel rim. To sort of argue with myself and play devil's advocate, I will say sometimes when you do play with a heavier wheel rim, it can give a sense of realism in some scenarios and can make things feel a bit more solid, can make things feel a bit more hefty, and having that come from the inertia of the weight of a wheel can sometimes feel better, different, or has a certain quality to it compared to it coming from a filter on a DD wheelbase. Also, if you have a DD wheelbase that has like some grain to it or some mechanical noise to it, a larger and heavier wheel rim can hide that. So that there are benefits to heavier wheel rims as well, differences in end result. But generally speaking, lighter wheel rim will generally give you more options and generally be more precise. And you know, we do like 12-hour live streams. Like, nobody else does that because they're not stupid. But we do 12-hour live streams, and so I'm really going to start noticing a heavy wheel rim. And I have multiple circular wheel rims, and I just tend to keep this on the rig, and it works great. They do the trick, and when we use the Fanatec wheelbase, this does the trick. Though I would say with the McLaren wheel rim, again, this is all irrelevant because this wheel's no longer available. Maybe if you buy it second hand, this is useful. I would say with this, these shifters are too far on the inside, and the shifters are too hard. So you'd probably want to extend them a bit or work a way of softening them out. Also, the rocker mechanism they have on this is a little bit janky feeling. Don't notice it so much when you're driving, but there's a little bit of play to it. So those are things to consider. I do like that this is connected, but it's so stiff and hard. Good luck using one hand to take advantage of the rocker. The Moser KS wheel, the shifters are not connected. That's the one thing that they probably could have done to make this even better. But yeah, also there's a really great solidity with these wheel rims, and for the price point, what you tend to find is that cheaper wheel rims, especially the circular wheel rims, when you use them on higher end direct drive wheelbases, they tend to have sort of more of a creakiness and more of like a flex to them. This Moser wheel, if you're on the R21 or if you crank your force feedback up, does have a little bit of creakiness to it, so it's not completely bulletproof, rock solid, but relative to its price. Now, and I've also used very expensive, like £500-600 wheels that still have a little bit of creak to them when you really like push against them and stuff. And I'm pretty sure real steering wheels probably creak as well. Now, a lot of real world car stuff is actually worse than sim racing stuff. A lot of people don't realise this. So it does have a little bit of creak to it. And then this Moser also, the buttons under vibration can rattle which is a little bit annoying. They could do with like preloading them, or they could also do with maybe just seating the buttons different. But again, it doesn't matter. Like you're not really going to notice or care. I don't notice or care. I think some people that hyperfixate on the wheels might do. It's got a little display, tells you your RPM, tells you where to shift. It'd be nice if this was more of an LCD, tells you what gear, but it's fine. You only need to know where you are if you're on the rev limiter, which is always for me because I always forget to shift gear. It does the job. The Fanatec McLaren rim has this little display here that can show wheel settings and stuff, which is nice as well. But and this one is a little bit more solid than the KS wheel in terms of torsional flex. I just made that up, but it sounds right, so we're going with it. It's a little bit more solid. I think they're both just plastic as well. Again, plastic isn't necessarily bad, and also the word plastic is a bit of an oversimplification. There's a lot of different types of plastics. There's just another thing I've seen come up online all the time is like, it's plastic, it's terrible. It's like, well, I mean, which plastic? Some are terrible, some aren't. It depends what you're using them for. It depends if they work. If it works, it works. Who cares what it's made of? Could be made of spaghetti or tea bag. It doesn't matter if it works, does it? So, I mean, tea bag will be amazing. I can lick the wheel going down the straight of the Dottingerho. So, yeah. Light, buttons, good price, quick release, does the job. And if you're driving a car with a car that has a round wheel, or like a vintage car, or like an oval car, what you can then do is you can change your wheel sensitivity in the game, either increase it or decrease it, to then allow you to drive without this being too sensitive or too over the top. The biggest downside, this video is just positive, we can't have that. Biggest downside of D-shaped wheel rims is, I think, when the wheel gets a bit out of control, or if you are driving cars where you need to counter steer aggressively, or you let go of the wheel, you then end up having a weapon on your sim rig that could potentially break your arms. So that's a downside with these. But other than that, we need more wheel rims. We need circular wheel rims with these types of features on them for a good price. From what I've seen, actually, I think Acertech do very good value wheel rims. I think they look a bit rubbish. Sorry, Acertech wheel designer. They look terrible, but functionally and sort of objectively, pragmatically, I think the Acertech wheels and their button box, which you can put a wheel on, is really good quality. But yeah, right. I don't know who will find this video, who will enjoy this. I'm really interested to see if this videos, if people want this type of content. It's sad that some people might do, but I appreciate you guys watching it. If you got this far in the video and you enjoyed it, fish, teapot fish, you know what to do. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, also, I need to shill. We do have a Moser and a Fanatec affiliate link, so if you buy stuff from these companies, look for our affiliate link. And if you've got, if you like another YouTuber and you see something you like, use their affiliate links because it helps support YouTubers. We might as well pay off the shills if they're doing the shilling. But yeah, that's it. I might see you in a live stream in a bit, guys. Thanks for watching this. Take care. Oh, goodbye.